What's up, guys? This is Love Lost here. Just getting back into the game. You know, we have 15 soldiers. I believe it is time to go talk to our friend the Merchant of Sargoth. No drunks to mess with us this time. Well, my brother is home safe. I'm not sure what to do with him. Maybe pack him off to a university outside Caradel. That way, if he gets knocked on the head in a street brawl, no one can say it's my fault. But that's not your problem. Here's the rest of your reward. It was well earned. The money is most welcome, and I am glad to have been of service. Good. Now are you interested in making some more? Possibly. What do you need? Remember how I told you that the bandits had an ally inside the walls? Well, I think I know who it is. The captain of the watch, no less. Some months ago, this captain, seeing the amount of profit we merchants were making from trade across the frontiers, decided to borrow some money to sponsor a caravan. Fortunately, like many who are new to commerce, he failed to realize that great profit only comes with great risk. So he sank all his money into the most expensive commodities, and of course his caravan was captured and looted, and he lost everything. As a consequence, it seems our captain turned to villainy to recoup his fortune. I suppose I'd do the same if the heavens forbid I ever faced indebtedness in ruination. Now, any watch captain worth his salary will have a few thieves and robbers on his payroll to inform on the rest. But our captain decided to employ these bastards wholesale. He brings them into the town, lets them do as they will, and takes share of their take. You've heard of poachers turning gamekeepers. Well, in this unfortunate land of Caradel, sometimes gamekeepers will turn to poachers. Luckily, there are still a few brave, honest souls in the watch who've told me how he works. Now, here's my plan. I could bring this to the attention of King Ragnar, Lord of the City, but that would mean an inquiry, my word against the captain's, and witnesses can be bought and evidence destroyed, or maybe the whole thing will be forgotten if the enemy comes across the border again. And all I'll get for my trouble is a knife in the ribs. In time of war, you see, a king's eye wander far from his domain, and his subjects suffer. So I've got another idea. I've got a small group of town folks together, some men in my employ, and some others who've lost relatives to these bandits. And we'll storm the captain's home and bring him in the chains before King Ragnar, hopefully with a few captured bandits to explain how things stack up. All I need is now someone to lead my little army into battle, and I can't think of anyone better than you. So what do you say? How do I know you're telling me the truth? Oh, well, I suppose it's possible that I found a dozen bandits who were willing to give their lives to give a passing stranger a false impression of life in Old Sargoth. Well, I guess you can't really know if my word is good, but I reckon you've learned by now that my money is good and there's another 100 denars, or maybe a bit more, that is waiting for you if you do me this last little favor. So what do you say? All right, I'll lead your men. Splendid. It's been a long time since I staked so much on a single throw of the dice, and frankly, I find it exhilarating. My men are ready to move on your word. Are you ready? Yes, give them the sign. Good. Now strike hard, strike fast, and the captain of his henchmen won't know what hit them. May the heavens be with you. Leave the tavern and go out to the streets. Nervous-looking young men are waiting in every street corner. You can see they have daggers and clubs concealed under their clothes, and catch a mixture of fear, anticipation, and pride in the quick looks they throw at you as you pass by. Praying that your enemies have not been alarmed by this all too obvious bunch of plotters, you check your weapons for one last time and prepare yourself for the action ahead. It's time, lads! Up and at 'em! Apparently he is magic and can walk through whatever he feels like. Ha! Well done. I saw at least 3 of the enemy go down before you. Keep fighting like that and you'll make quite a name for yourself in this land. Unfortunately, about 7 of my lads got themselves wounded. I should go look on them. Yes, yes. Now, a couple of my boys have the watch captain pinned down in the back room, with a knife at his throat. I'll need to go drag him before King Ragnar and explain what this breach of the peace is all about. You don't need to be part of that, though. I'll tell you what, if all goes well, I'll meet you in the tavern again shortly, and let you know how it all came out. If you don't see me in the tavern, but instead see my head on a spike over the city gate, I'll assume you know enough to stay out of town for a while and forget this whole episode ever happened. So hopefully, we'll meet again. Well, let's see if he's already done. Ah, love lost. Things didn't go quite so well as I had hoped. King Ragnar couldn't quite find it in him to overlook my little breach of the peace. Oh, he's grateful enough that I got rid of his crooked captain, that guard who will let in bandits, will let in an enemy army, if the price is right. But he can't exactly have me running around here and as a lasting reminder of his failure to take care of things himself. That hardly seems fair. Fair? This is Caledon, my boy. Kings do what they will, and the rest of us do as they must. He didn't string me up, and instead he gave me time to sell my properties, even put in a word for the other merchants that they best pay me a fair price too. That's gracious enough as kings go, but he's a weak king, as they all are here, and weak kings must always look to their authority first, and justice second. I suppose I'd do the same in his shoes. Anyway, I want to go rubbing your parts in this affair in King Ragnar's face, but he's taken note of you and decided that you are not worth hanging, and that's something too, which I'll raise a glass any day of the week. He might even have work for you further down the road, or you can sell your swords to one of his competitors. Anyway, I hope you've learned a bit about what it takes to stay alive in this troubled land, and I suspect that the money you've earned won't go to waste. Good luck. Speaking of King Ragnar, let us see if he is in his court. Which he seems to be. Or I could be completely wrong and that could be someone else. That is someone else. Oh, there he is. I'm going to see if he has any work for me to do right now. Do I know you? My name is Lovelost, at your service, sir. I am King Ragnar, the ruler of the Kingdom of the Nords and Lords of Sargoth. You may be of common birth, but know that I am always looking for good men to fight for me, if you can prove themselves to be worthy of my trust. Well, do you have any tasks for me? I have something you could help with, an issue with the lawless villain known as Kunda the Coward. He murdered one of my men and has been on the run from his judgment ever since. I can't let him get away with avoiding justice, so I've put a bounty of 300 denars on his head. Friends of the murdered man reckon that the assassin may have taken refuge with the kinsman of Haen. You might be able to hunt him down and give him what he deserves, and claim the bounty for yourself. That's excellent! I will be grateful to you, and so will the family of the man he murdered. And of course, the bounty on his head will be yours if you can get him. Well, good hunting to you. Just need a quick refresh on where this place is right here. Okay. Alright, we're gonna recruit some villagers first, because after I'm done tracking this guy down, they're not gonna be too fond of me. Yeah, let's see if I can't find him. They always hide in the worst spots to fight. He may not even be in town right now. He might be asleep somewhere. Let's talk to the village elder. Strangers come and go to our village, sir, but I doubt you'll run into him in the hour of the night. You would have better luck during the day. Alright, we're gonna Make camp. Until morning. Now people are all up and about. Let's see if we can't find the nervous looking man. Aha! There is a suspicious looking man. What do you want? I'm looking for a murderer by the name of Kundra the Coward. You fit the description. I don't understand, sir. I've never killed anyone. I think you've got the wrong man. Then drop your sword. If you are innocent, you have nothing to fear. We'll go now and talk to your neighbors, and if they verify your story, I'll go on my way. Okay, well, I'm going to end this right now. I will be back later. Have a nice night.